right, hello everybody. I'm Brian,
And I'm Brian.
and this is Brian versus Brian. One name, two opinions, one film, and that film is episode 136, Scream. Then it's got a six like hidden in the M. Scream 6. But it's just written out Scream. So this is the only franchise where three of the movies have the same name.
I hate when they do this. It's like if you had all the Blu-rays lined up, like the Scream reboot from last year would just throw everything out of fucking. Just call it Scream 5. Doesn't make any sense.
Yep. So Scream 6. So this just came out March 6th, 2023. This is the biggest opening for a Scream ever. Broke the record. That's pretty cool. People seem to like it. This is your basic Scream 2 requel sequel. So you got the kids going to college. Sam Carpenter, daughter of Billy, follows her sister to New York. What was the little sister's name? Damn.
Oh yeah, I forget her name.
Tara. That's what it was. Sam and Tara follows Tara and her two buddies who somehow survived being stabbed all these times. I don't know about that. I don't like that. I don't like how people are surviving these movies. It's like no one survives but the one or maybe two. You know what I mean? Everyone survives these things. You get stabbed 40 times in the stomach. Oh, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay.
It's typically Dewey. Dewey's the one who gets stabbed like a motherfucker every movie and comes out at the end on a stretcher. To the point where, like, I think in the movie 2, he has like a weird arm thing and he's like limping around. And 3, you might as well be in a fucking wheelchair.
Nerve damage.
Yeah.
And then we got Mindy and who's the other one? And Chad, the two twins.
Core 4.
Core 4. I like them. And then we got the rando other people they just add.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that dude's the killer, first of all. And then they get some other randos. The opening was cool. You always have the first kill and then like the call and stuff like that. This one was a little different. Chicks at the bar, like waiting for her date, and then throughout the call it turns into Ghostface voice. And then she gets killed in an alleyway pretty brutally, and then the Ghostface takes off his mask.
I was like, ooh.
I was like, what? You reveal the Ghostface killer within 5 minutes of the film? This is different. Something's not right here. Something's weird. I don't know what's going on here. And it's the guy it's the Spider-Man. It's Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he's on the poster, and he's only in the movie for maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Kind of like Drew Barrymore in number one. Gonna just throw you on the poster, throw everybody off. So apparently, he is wanting to be a Ghostface. He's a film student, and he likes Richie's work from Scream, the first requel. God, this is tough with the names. And wants to finish his movie, and he gets home, and I don't know, is like boyfriend or friend. I couldn't kind of tell what.
Yeah, it was hard to tell. Definitely a roommate, someone he shares a space with. Yeah.
Yeah. Called. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Don't be mad. I had to practice. Okay. I know we weren't supposed to start yet. And he's like, oh, yeah, but his friend or whatever is using the Ghostface voice over the phone. And he's like, we said we weren't going to use the modulator on each other and all this kind of stuff. And then he starts playing games with him, and he's starting to get an inkling that this isn't his friend. Mm-hmm. And then you want to play a game. You want to play it hot or cold. And then I like how that's just a guy doing that voice, and it's like not a voice modulator. And it would have been so much cheaper to just find a voice modulator everyone could always use for the movies. So it would be consistent. But nope, we got a guy. It's funny. It's really funny when they got you'll have like Ghostface and he's talking when he's like killing people or something. You get a guy in a booth. Hey,
Yeah.
he's watching the footage.
Awesome Boys. I don't know if it's the same. I have no idea if it's the same guy as the original, but
Yeah, he's
whether it
the
is or
only
isn't. But
him and Gail are the only people that have been in every movie.
damn,
Yeah,
still holds up. Still a creepy voice. It's iconic.
yeah, and he does some other things. He's kind of a jack of all trades. Like a lot of things, you be like, "Oh my god, that's the Scream guy. He does that and that and that." Oh. So he plays hot and cold, and then you get real hot in the fridge, baby. Opens up the fridge. Oh, there's his buddy all cut up. So now you're like, whoa, how many fucking killers are there, man?
Hmm.
And he's like, I'm the real killer. You think I was going to let you kill Sam? That's my job, or something like that. And I can't remember where he comes from to kill this guy. Where was it? I don't know.
I think he was just behind him. Like he opens the fridge and he reacts and turns around. I think he's just standing in the kitchen or like the living room or something.
Yeah. Ow. So I think that's it, right? That was all of our intro, and then it does the really cool thing it always does in Scream.
Yeah.
Like a slash or some shit. Stab 7.
That's the first time you get a look at the new mask. I don't know how big of a fan you are. I thought it was fucking cool. I like the fucking it's all beat up and shit. I like that. That was pretty badass.
I didn't care. I just thought it was a little derivative of like Halloween Lives and all this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're gonna do a requel, it's gotta have the degrading mask, almost like it's the original one. I was like, no, it doesn't. The last one, he had a normal mask, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, if you have one of these masks in your closet from 1996, it's gonna be maybe a little faded in color. I think probably yellowing.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna look like Michael Myers. Like gonna look like
All
that.
cracked and everything,
Yeah, it's all
yeah.
cracked and shit. Like it's
Like it's clay or some shit.
Yeah, I did think it looked pretty cool, but at the same time, I was like, ah, just now you're kind of being a little bit Michael Myers.
Yeah.
He's every movie's now it's gotta burn. Now it's got it's always good. No, it's got a fucking hair clip or some stupid shit. But yeah, it did look pretty cool. And I did notice that right off the bat. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I, like turned to Jesse. I was like, look, his mask is all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can tell he's the real one. He's got an old mask. He got this new shit he just bought at Walmart or something. One of them needs to have the glow in the dark mask. They have that suit. Remember where it had the glow in the dark mask?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool for a movie. So then it's like dark, and you see this like green glow coming through the. That'd be cool. And then the next one, it'll be messed up green glow. So then we start in, and it's got the. What does it do? I think it's got some core. Does it start at that party, or do we start with Sam like in her apartment?
I think we start with her and her therapist.
Oh,
or at least
yeah,
that's
yeah.
very early on.
Yeah, her and her therapist. And we established that her little sister isn't doing anything about her trauma. And she's talking to her therapist, not really opening up. Therapist says, I can't help you if you don't open up. And she does. And I've always thought this about she tells him what she did to Richie. Stabbed him 23 times, slit his throat, then shot him in the head. And he's like, I have to report this. And he's like,
that was a cool moment, yeah.
I was like, what do you mean you have to report this? I'm pretty sure the police know.
Yeah.
What she did.
It's closed case.
It's not like she's saying she's going to do it to someone else. You know what I mean? I just thought that was strange. I have to report this. They know exactly what happened. And I've always thought this about that Scream. I was like, you go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
You don't stab someone 23 times, slit their throat, and then shoot them in the head.
I think you even brought this up in the review of the movie. Right? It's like a little excessive.
They don't call that self-defense anymore. You stab someone like 4 times, they're like, we got to charge you with something, and then you slit their throat, and then you shot him. Oh, I'm not so sure you're not the murderer of the whole thing. You're sounding very murdery.
Yeah.
So that was funny. He just like walks out. Um, where do we get our first kill? Damn, who was it? First real one. There's not a lot of kills in this because everyone fucking survives. Everyone
Yeah.
gets fucking attacked, and then they're okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
don't
don't.
remember who the first kill was.
Damn.
I mean, the therapist goes down pretty early on too, but I don't know if he was the first kill. I think the first set piece is the convenience store. No
That was
main
pretty
characters
cool.
died. That was fucking awesome. Yeah, I like
It
that.
was pretty cool to see Ghostface in like a lit open like a store. You
Yeah.
know, just coming in, not even giving a ding ding. You know, people like, huh.
Yeah.
And it's around Halloween, so people aren't too thrown off by the costume.
That was the first moment in the movie where, because like he walks in and there's like a tough guy there, what do you blah, 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 and then Ghostface just starts fucking annihilating everybody. And it was just like, I don't know, a lot of Ghostface, when you look back and watch them, they're all kind of just silly and dopey, like they're tripping over chairs and they're like very, but this Ghostface was very like relentless, almost like a Terminator. Like, I'm gonna fucking go through everybody. And I thought that was a cool change. It felt more visceral. But yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if Ghostface was like the adult of the Ghostface.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one seemed very attuned in how to use weapons and
yeah.
guns, and almost like it would have some police training or something. Because yeah, he's like doing these, yeah, these moves, and he's like Steven Seagal and people.
Chops to the throat.
uh, yeah, that was pretty cool, man. He's trying to hide, and the guy shoots the storekeeper, pops a shotgun at him, hits all the chips and shit. The Takis! And they're all hiding. It's hard to hide in a tiny convenience store, bro. There's two aisles.
Yeah.
They're all crawling, and they're on they're on broken glass and shit. Oh shit!
Throw the
Yeah,
can. Throw the old can fucking
yeah,
sound
like
trick.
the old Last of Us, the glass bottle. Huh? Get the clicker to go over there.
Mhm.
This is Ghostface. Walks over. Yeah, it goes over there, and they run out. That was a pretty cool scene. Yeah, damn, I can't. This is fucking pissing me off. I don't know who the first kill is. Um. Oh yeah, that's the first kill. Is the Flash Thompson and his friend. So
Right, right.
that gets us rolling because that brings the police in.
Yeah, her ID's
And
found on the scene. That kind
yeah,
of sets everything in motion. Yeah.
so the cop calls her in for questioning. Says, "Yeah, we found your ID and a ghost face mask. The DNA matches Richie." Okay. Um, she goes in there. Yeah, I've already told this story. I stabbed him 23 times, slit his throat, shot him in the head. I thought
Hmm.
this was over. So we need to know why your ID was here. Yada, yada, yada. Oh yeah. And then well, I don't have all, and this guy is the cop is the dad of whose roommate? It's Tara's roommate or Sam's roommate, right?
Yeah.
Sam's roommate, the older sister's roommate. And yeah, so there's this weird connection there. And then oh yeah, then there's this, he's like this I can't remember if it happens right then when he's like, "Oh, this case is out of my jurisdiction. They sent someone from the FBI." There's
Oh
someone from
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
FBI here to see you. Come in this room, this convenient room, and look. Have this person turn around and face the camera. And then who is it? Fucking Kirby. It's an FBI agent. I was like,
Yeah. I
I
was
don't
excited to
know,
see her back, but that was
man.
not it for me. I was like, I don't buy that for a second.
She's like, I'm in the FBI now.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. And she hasn't acted in a long time,
Yeah.
and like had some drug abuse issues, and yeah, it's a little rough. Um, and I like how she's like wearing like a little leather bopper jacket and like a choker. I mean,
Hmm.
I was like, it's like a Bratz doll as a FBI agent or something. I was like, dude, if you're in the FBI, you got your shit together and you made it to the FBI, you'd have like a woman's pantsuit or something, a power move, not
Yeah.
a fucking little leather jacket with chains on it and shit. Got it at like Forever 21. I was like, that's not the look.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if this was already in it or if they just got her because they couldn't get Nev Campbell. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I thought, when you told me she was going to be in it, like I immediately thought like, okay, they're going to a city, maybe she moved there at some point, like the whole like they're going to hunt or go to her for information, she lives somewhere and they show up at her apartment and they have a discussion and she kind of gets involved because of that. But yeah, when they're like the FBI and that turn, I was like, "Oh, wait, what? She's a fucking FBI agent? I don't know about that."
Yeah, come to find out, she's not even an FBI agent.
Yeah.
She got fired. And she just shows up at the police station and then just like let her go. Well, she's
She's got a
FBI.
badge, don't she?
Do no
Let her in.
background at all. No, not a call. The badge is enough.
Mhm.
Um, you can be in the FBI one day and you get a badge, baby. You know what I mean? uh, yeah. And I went back and watched 4 to refresh on her and rewatched the reboot requel. Yeah, 4 is good, man. I liked 4
I
a
didn't like
lot.
4 at first. It took me, my second, maybe even third viewing to be like, "Oh, this is actually fucking awesome." I don't know what I was drinking that first fucking viewing, but my second and third, I was like, "Okay, yeah, this movie is actually pretty good." And it deserves more love than maybe it gets.
That's really good with what's her name as the killer. I like her. The dang, what is she? Julie
Julie
Robertson's
Roberts, yeah,
God,
daughter or something.
niece or something.
Niece, yeah.
Yeah, she was good. And I forget who the other killer was in that one.
The
Oh
Culkin.
yeah, her and her little Culkin. It
Mhm.
was all also really fucking weird. Yeah, that one was good. Da-da-da-da. FBI agent Kirby Reed, survivor of the 2011 killings. And then I like how every time they're like, "My name's Kirby Reed, survivor of the events depicted in Stab 4 or
Yeah.
Stab 5." It's always about Stab. Um, okay. Jason. Jason plots his roommate Greg to kill Sister Sandy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're living in New York. ID at the scene. We establish this cop with a connection to the roommate. We establish FBI Special Agent Kirby Reed. I love that. I think next one is Dr. Stone is murdered by Ghostface and steals Sam's file and leaves the mask by Roman Bridger, the killer from the Hollywood attacks. And I think he was like I forget about this. I need to go back and watch 3, but they say he was the director of Stab 3. It was
Yeah,
art
yeah.
mimicking, and yeah, I don't remember all that. And he was the only like single killer.
He's the only single killer. Sydney's brother. And he was the director of Stab 3. Yeah, that was a weird one. That was a weird
Yeah,
one.
and I'm trying to look up like Stab movie posters to use for things, and like somebody went and made all the Stab movies. So it's weird because you get the information about these fictional movies, and then you get the information about the real movies. And I'm like, why do these movies have runtimes and shit and ratings? I'm like, what the
Mhm.
fuck? Yeah, somebody went through and made cheap ass Stab movies. Like the first one, like the mask looks like a fucking puppet or something. It's like different. It's not quite the Ghostface mask. I'm like, it's almost like the Scream mask from the television show. How it
Mhm.
was like slightly different. I'm like,
Yeah,
ugh, what the hell?
that's awesome. Now I need to watch those.
Yeah, but I love those how they always use big names in the little clips of Stab. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Yeah, he's killed pretty brutally. And what the heck happened after that? Oh yeah, um he attacks the group. Oh yeah, in the apartment. They all meet up and they're like hanging
Yeah,
out or
just
something.
the core four, uh,
Moment.
fun little moment, yeah, that they all have together, and yeah, he shows up, and oh yeah, I forgot about the neighbor that Sam's kind of
Cute boy.
fucking, yeah. Uh, he
He's-
sees he sees Ghostface in the roommate's room, and he's trying to like call for help and everything, and they're like
mm-hmm.
doing the core four shit.
Wait, pick up the phone, dog. Jesus,
Yeah.
he's trying to yell across the hall. Hey.
Oh yeah, I guess he
um,
does. Right at one point, she's like, "Hey, I'll talk to him later," and then they're like, "No,
yeah.
no."
Oh my God, it's cute boy. He's all. He looks like somebody off. I don't know, like SVU or something. He's got a squinty eye. He's kind hey.
He reminded me of like a poor man's Christian Bale. I don't know what about him, but I got like some Christian Bale vibes.
Uh. Yeah, attacks them at their home. Ends up killing Quinn, and we do get we do establish where at this point where Sydney is. They've gone to hiding. That's all that you get. Like one line about it.
Yeah,
They deserve their happy ending. I was like, okay. So yeah, Quinn gets killed. I forget the twins' names. I always forget her like girlfriend who's with them
yeah,
gets stabbed a bunch in the stomach, or I don't know, maybe once is enough. I think it was once.
it
Once
like
and
lifts
twisted.
up, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh yeah,
she's
yeah,
gone," and then she continues on through the scene. I'm like, "That don't,
yeah,
she'd be bled out by now."
yeah. And then they all get stuck in a room across the hall from Cute Boy. And he's like, thank God I got this little ladder here.
It's like, uh,
What are you doing with this ladder,
yeah. What do
dude?
you do? Yeah, exactly.
It's like big enough to go apartment to apartment through the window, but I don't think it reaches the ground from the window.
Yeah.
So it's just a really long ladder to have in your apartment. I don't
Yeah, I was
understand.
joking about that at the when we were walking home from the movie. I was like, that ladder fucking pull was the funniest shit. He's like, "Hey, I got this," and I was like, "What?" Like, you at least got to
Keeps
establish
going.
like he's a construction guy, like he has some equipment that he has. Like, you got to establish something. But for the fact this guy who lives in Manhattan in this small apartment has this fucking 20-foot ladder, it just seemed kind of
Yeah,
silly.
everyone has one. I don't trust I don't trust the escape ladder on the side of the building. I got my own. Everybody has
Yeah.
their own. Just pulls it out of his backpack like a fucking magician. I brought my own.
Oh god.
And he puts it window to window, and they crawl across this rickety thing. You got to go
Yeah.
one at a time. It's too weak. I think Sam goes first.
Yeah, I think Sam goes first.
For some reason, she's always protecting everybody, but she goes first. So I'll go first. Let me let me check it. And then her sister, and then the twin, and then the twin's girlfriend gets on it. She's bleeding, walking across, it's blip, 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 blip,
Hmm.
blipping on the ground, and he gets in the room finally. By that time, and it's so funny. He puts, looks at him, stabs a knife in the window,
Yeah.
yeah, grabs a ladder,
That's so awesome. Just shakes it.
just
Yeah.
shakes it, and moves.
He doesn't even
Come
immediately
on.
try to tip it. He just like fucks with her a little bit. I like it.
Yeah, you wouldn't immediately like just push it off the ledge
Yeah.
or out of the window. You know, he's just fucking around, and
Sadistic bastard.
finally gets it to fall, and she. It's only like 15 feet. It's like
Mhm.
not something that would kill you, just hurt you, but it kills her. and
Yeah.
she hit her face on the dumpster on the way down. I was arguing with Jesse, and I was like, that wouldn't have killed you. She's hit the dumpster. And I was like, have you seen a dumpster? The lid is plastic.
Yeah.
They're always plastic lids.
Probably catch her fall a little bit.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh!
Yeah.
It shows her face. It's
It's
like
all
freaking
swollen and shit. Yeah.
mangled.
Hmm.
So yeah, she's gone. So far we've got the two beginning guys, the roommate's gone, and the
Therapist and girlfriend.
Yeah, the therapist and girlfriend. None of which really mean anything to the core four of the story. Usually all the kills are kind of like very important.
Mhm.
They have some kind of connection or somebody, there's a reason. Like this, there's no reason for many of these. I was like, what's going on here? This is a different killer. He just likes to hunt. He's in it for a different reason.
Yeah.
So, and then Gail comes back, I think, around this point. And then talks with Kirby and all that, and Kirby has an idea, or like, oh, I gotta show you something. There's this, I don't fucking know, hideout. Gail, you don't get to go. Police only. Oh, bitch. And so Gail goes home, and she shows him this shrine, which is ridiculous. Like, what is this? Like, all this evidence from every Scream, every costume worn by every killer. It's like a Batman bat suit setup, or Iron Man suit setup, and they're all like slightly different. It's funny. Like some of them are really frilly and like got lots of flow, and some of them are just like kind of slimline, just dark suit. Like, I want to see that one. I think it was like Scream 3. All the shit's just like whoosh, all the fucking flailies on it.
Oh yeah.
The tassels. Every time he turns, the costume's like whoosh, all this shit flowing, dropping down like whoosh, looking like Batman. Anyway,
it's kind of a fun. I mean, the idea is ridiculous. As soon as they like walk in that room, and I was like, okay, I find this hard to believe, but. Aside from that, it is kind of a fun scene just from an Easter egg standpoint. Like if you're a fan of Scream, you get to see they show like quick shots of things. You're like, oh wait, that's from that. That's from that. So I thought that was kind of neat. But as an idea, I'm like, okay, there's this fucking Scream shrine in some abandoned warehouse in New York. Like, okay,
yeah, and it's all the way in New York too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got to travel with all this stuff. Like what? And then we go. We get a cool line about, oh, that's the TV that fell on Stu Macher's head.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, nice. And it's pretty small, too. It's way bigger in the movie, I think. It's like a 13-inch combo on or something, you know what I mean? DVD combo, VHS combo. And she's like, the TV that fell on Stu Macher killing him. And then, like, Kirby says, if he's dead.
Yeah, if you're the one who thinks, or if you believe he's dead,
if you believe he's dead, I was like, you're in the FBI, don't you know? Either he's alive and we didn't find him, or he's in prison, or he's dead. So how do you what? I feel like they've been wanting to get Stu back as a killer for a long time. Wes was trying to work on it. I apparently he's in number 2 in like a scene in the college. And they said he's playing a different character. I think it's just a quick. You just see him. You don't know. You don't know if you don't know, because he was going to be the killer in 3, but then something happened. I think a script leaked or something happened, or they didn't do it that way. But then they were going to establish that yes, he was in 2 and he was stalking you. And I think Stu back would be the best fucking thing, man. I need Stu back. There's more.
Yeah, Stu would be great. Stu is obviously one of the best characters from Scream.
Yeah, I've wanted a legacy killer.
Yeah.
And so let's move on. We get to the end. Some reason the cop. Oh yeah, Gail gets stabbed a couple times and her boyfriend killed. That was a way to separate them. I don't know. But I'm not in the room. I'm far away. You're not gonna trace my call. And then the cop barges into something. It's Kirby. Kirby's the killer. I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
and I was like, no, don't do that. Don't bring
Hmm.
back Kirby as an FBI agent just to be the killer. Even though I want a legacy killer, it can't be that easy. And that just some guy comes and says it. Uh, I called the FBI. She hasn't worked there since the 2 years, and ever since those killings started, she's gone off the rails, which makes
Yeah.
sense. And I was like, okay, that's kind of a shitty way that she's been fine and an FBI agent, but then someone else starts doing it. And she's like, oh, that's it. I'm doing it.
Hmm.
And then we get further, and then we find out Kirby wasn't the killer. Kirby wasn't even Kirby. Kirby was a man. Takes off the mask. Well, I was thinking while all this was going on, I'm like, man, we're getting into some Scooby Doo shit, dude.
Yeah.
We got a layer. We got we got
Yep.
all this red herrings. This is getting a little Scooby Doo-ish. So I'm glad they revealed it wasn't Kirby. I was like, I don't like that. I didn't like how this was going. So then they reveal there is two killers. It's the dead roommate Quinn and her brother, who their dead brother was Richie. So they're trying to fulfill his. No, they're not trying to fulfill his dream. What they're doing it for is because she brutally murdered Richie.
Yes, revenge. Yeah.
Yeah, they stabbed the shit out, and they know it, and she didn't get in trouble for it. And then their cop dad walks in. He's in on it too. So there's like three killers. I was like, three Ghostface? That's different. That's interesting.
Hmm.
And it's like he's a cop, but you're just willing to do all this. Even before it was like, when he's teaming up with him, we gotta kill this bastard. It's like,
Yeah.
you're a cop. I don't care about that stuff. Justice is justice. So yeah, and then we get some fighting and running and yada yada yada. Oh yeah, and he's like, I'm built this for my son Richie. He loved the stab movies. It was our bonding thing. I was like, what? I stole all this evidence for my boy.
It's fucking ridiculous.
And then yeah, I need you to wear this mask. And they still wanna frame her. That's kind of the thing too. We want him to know you're a murderer and you killed all these people. So you're gonna put on this final mask, the one that's messed up like Michael Myers' mask. And she has to like embrace her inner murderer, like she has been fighting throughout the movie, and finally takes like her father's knife. He's like, "Ooh, good choice, yes." And actually, at one point, dons his costume for no
Mhm.
reason at all. Just like I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, and then both the twins get stabbed to shit. Oh yeah, one of them got stabbed on the subway. That subway scene was really cool with the claustrophobia and people moving
Yeah.
closer. And her never trusting that guy is pretty funny. Yeah, fuck Ghostface.
And I love that he ended up being one of the killers too. It's a good payoff.
She's like, did I miss the monologue again? Who was the killer?
Oh yeah, she goes in the scene like, oh, he's the killer, and like, yeah, we know. It's like, oh shit,
He's the
missed
killer.
it.
Be careful. Yeah, and so that's it. They kill them in pretty brutal fashion, and then the dads have been killed in really brutal fashion. Like she's stabbing the shit out of him, and then her little sister comes up and she kind of stops. Like, oh no, I can't. I'm not this killer like everyone tries to say. So she stops, and then her sister kind of looks at her, giving her an okay kind of look.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, well, you did fuck with our family." Stabs him through the fucking eyeball. I'm like, oh my god, really? So we'll see where this goes. This movie was fun. I liked it. Just like the last one, pretty fun. I don't know if I liked it as much as the last one. The last one was pretty good. It went some interesting stuff. I didn't like that all these kids survive. Like the twin boy comes out on us. Oh my god, he's okay. Like he was stabbed to shit.
Yeah,
And
I
then she-
kind of took that as like he's kind of like the new step in for Dewey, because Dewey does the same thing. He gets stabbed to shit, and then he always gets fucking brought out in a stretcher at
But-
the end.
but
And he's like the
everybody
love
lived.
interest for a main character, so I kind of see what they're doing. But yeah, He really
Everybody
got stabbed
lived.
like a motherfucker in this movie. Like,
Everybody that we know lived.
yeah.
Everybody from the previous film that came into this film, or we know at all,
Mm-hmm.
lived. I don't like that. There's gotta be some stakes. You
Mm-hmm.
know, one or two of them got to go every time, or else.
Yeah.
And so, I didn't like that necessarily. Um, 8.1. I liked it a lot. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I was coming in with a 7.8. I thought this was a lot of fun. I think most of these movies, I think all of them are great, with the exception of maybe three. I think three I'm not really that big a fan of. But yeah, I mean, just real quick, some of the things I love, just kind of spouting them out. The subway scene, like you said, it's probably one of the best set pieces in this whole franchise. That scene was fucking awesome. That's such a great moment of tension, and it was just really well executed. I love the scene where they're stabbing, what's his name, Cody Cole, whatever his name is. At the theater, they're like going in on him, and then they stand up, and they in sync. Wiped. I thought
Yeah.
that was fucking awesome. The convenience store stuff that we talked about was great. I love the idea of like just Ghostface in Manhattan and like the different locales. Like when these chasing them through the house, it's like, oh, we're so used to Ghostface running around these big fucking rich mansions, but when you're stuck in a claustrophobic apartment, I think it adds to the suspense. Like they're in this tiny little living room, and he's just like going to town on everybody. Like I don't know, when you condense it like that, it makes it for a more intense scene. Yeah, the
Yeah.
reveal, I was like, it was all right. I mean, it's this movie in a lot of ways feels very Scream 2. This movie has basically the same motivation as the Scream 2 killer, which was Billy's mom, which is like, hey, I'm just here for revenge because you took my boy. Let's see, what else did I like? Yeah, whatever. I'll wrap it up. Yeah, 7.8. It was fun. I don't know where I would rank it. Probably somewhere middle, upper-ish. I do think I like it more than the Scream 5, but I haven't seen Scream 5 since we saw it, so maybe I have to rewatch it. But yeah, I thought this one was a lot of fun. I
No,
dug
no. 7.8, 8.1. Go check it out, man. Scream with a V and an I in the M. As always, we enjoy having you here. You can always check us out on Apple Music, Spotify, always here on YouTube. We appreciate you coming by. Please come and check us out. Like and subscribe. Come and listen. We enjoy having you, and we enjoy doing it. So we'll see you every Sunday. And until the next V's, we say peace.
Peace.